What is your biggest weakness is probably the hardest interview question to answer correctly. The majority of candidates either say, my biggest weakness is I am a perfectionist, or they say, I don't have any weaknesses. If you say either of those things at your job interview, you will fail. But which weakness should you give? Well, if you have a job interview coming up soon for any role or company, please make sure you watch this training video. I will give you not only the best weaknesses for interviews, but I will also give you some top scoring example answers. Just very quickly, if you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thousands of you are passing your job interviews at the first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button and tell me the name of the job you are applying for in the comment section below the video, and I will give you some extra tips to help you prepare. Okay, let's get straight into the tutorial. In the first part of this brilliant training video, I'm going to give you the 7 best weaknesses for job interviews. Once we have covered the 7 weaknesses, I will give you my preferred answers, and you can then decide which answer option is most applicable for you. So weakness number 1 for job interviews is public speaking. So you can say that you don't yet have any experience of giving talks or presentations to large groups of people, but if the opportunity arises within the company for you to improve that skill, you would like to give it a try. That is a great weakness. Weakness number 2 for job interviews is a great one, and that is that you are self-critical. Now, this is a really good weakness to give because it means you actually care about the standard of work you produce. Best weakness for job interviews number 3 is delegating. Now, this is a great weakness, and you can say, my biggest weakness is I'm not very good at delegating to other people. I'm not very good at delegating because I want things to be done to a really high standard, and I therefore prefer to do things myself. However, I understand not being able to delegate is not conducive to effective teamwork, and I am trying to improve this skill. Best weakness for job interviews number 4 is definitely my own biggest weakness, and that weakness is impatience. I think this is a great weakness for job interviews. So you can say this: my biggest weakness is I am an impatient person. I sometimes get slightly frustrated when the progress of my work is slowed down by the inaction of other people. However, I am learning to improve my influencing skills to persuade other people to speed up their work. Weakness number 5 is probably one of your own weaknesses. Tell me if it isn't. And that is, you find it difficult to say no to people. That means you always say yes when people ask you for advice, guidance, or to take on extra work. And that means you sometimes overcommit. That is a great weakness. Best weakness for interviews number 6 is giving feedback to other people. That's a great weakness. So you can say this: my biggest weakness is I am not very good at giving people honest feedback because I prefer to avoid potential confrontational situations. However, I do understand that not giving people honest feedback is not helping them to improve, and I am trying to develop this skill. Now, in a second, I'm going to give you 2 powerful example answers to that question, what is your biggest weakness? And all you have to do is choose the one answer option that is most applicable to you. But before I do that, let me give you weakness number 7. This is a great one, and that is letting go of projects. That's a great weakness. So you can say this: my biggest weakness is I find it difficult to let go of projects. I keep going back to check over them to make sure they are completed to a very high standard. Let me now give you 2 brilliant best answers to that question, what is your biggest weakness? Please tell me in the comment section below the video which answer option 1 or 2 you think is the strongest. Once we have worked through those 2 weaknesses, I will then tell you where you can instantly download my brilliant job interview preparation pack. Here we go. What is your biggest weakness? Answer option number 1. My biggest weakness is impatience. I prefer to work quickly, so when other people's inaction slows down my work, I get slightly frustrated. However, I have been working to improve my influencing skills to persuade others to increase their work output. Let's now take a look at answer option number 2. What is your biggest weakness? My biggest weakness is public speaking. I don't yet have any experience of giving talks or presentations to large groups of people. However, this is a skill I want to develop, so if there are any opportunities in this role for me to present to my team, I would like to try. Let's now take a look at some extra sample responses. What is your biggest weakness? Answer option number 3. My biggest weakness is delegating. I prefer to do things myself so that I know they are done to a high standard. However, I understand this is not conducive to effective teamwork and have been forcing myself to allocate tasks to co-workers based on their strengths. What is your biggest weakness? Answer option number 4. My biggest weakness is self-criticism. I am quite tough on myself, and if things go wrong, I overanalyze the situation. However, I do realize that this is not helpful and have been forcing myself to quickly learn from mistakes, improve, and then move on. What is your biggest weakness? Answer option number 5. My biggest weakness is I find it difficult to say no to people. In the past, this has resulted in me taking on too many responsibilities, resulting in me feeling slightly overwhelmed. To improve, I have been forcing myself to assess my capacity for extra work before committing to ensure I don't miss a deadline. So there's 5 brilliant example answers to that difficult question. What is your biggest weakness? Don't forget to tell me in the comment section below the video which answer option you think is the strongest. Now, the next thing to do to accelerate your learning even further is to download my brilliant job interview preparation pack. You can have this pack in your inbox literally within 2 minutes from now by clicking that link in the top right hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and here's what you get when you download this pack. You will get my brilliant salary negotiation script. I will teach you how to give a confident answer to the question, what are your salary expectations, so you get the highest salary offer available. You will also get my 17 best questions to ask in a job interview. Now, at the end of your job interview, the hiring manager will say to you, that's the end of the interview. Do you have any questions for us? I recommend you choose 3 questions from the list of 17 to ask the hiring manager. You will also get my body language techniques training. I will teach you how to overcome interview nerves and create a brilliant impression throughout your job interview. You will also get my ready-made 30, 60 and 90-day plans for job interviews, my top 25 best words to say in an interview, and my job interview closing statement. I will teach you what to say at the end of your interview to close it professionally. And as if that wasn't enough, you will also get my ready-made CV and resume templates, plus an additional 50 brilliant answers to difficult but common interview questions. If you want all of this in your inbox within 2 minutes from now, make sure you click the link. Also, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thousands of you are passing your job interviews at the first attempt. I can only help you if you are subscribed. Please hit the like button, because that tells me you find these training videos useful, and that motivates me to create more great content for you. And don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always an honor and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you very much for watching and for supporting my YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day.